We're gonna need to kite backwards. Goes in for a huge kick. What happens when Faker plays jungle? Let's find out, because as a secondary role, that's what he likes to do in solo queue. In fact, years ago, when Rengar was still a bit more popular for the general masses, he liked to go him second, but did it the Korean way, you know, with Gold Drinker and all the fightery stuff. However, earlier this season, I almost made a video on this because he played Kai'Sa jungle. I play Kai'Sa jungle. I'm an idiot, and I thought, hey, let me see what it was terrible, so I didn't make that video. But runes you would have seen, Conqueror Lee Sin. His win rate on jungle is not exactly the best. So let's see exactly what he likes to do. Let's see how he does it, and let's see where we end up. We are, of course, against a Karthus. We have here the Warwick killing the Poppy on the top side. Now let's just watch that again, because Poppy and Warwick, you know, Warwick likes to win level 1. So we should obviously see the nice bait here. Oof! Clean, I like it. And you would have seen there at the bottom of the map, Karthus stealing his blue, stealing his wool, stealing his grump. Now, this is the thing, right? Faker is a mid laner. Best all time. GOAT of League of Legends, okay? Can he jungle to the level of a regular challenger jungler? Most of the time, even in that case, it's a no. But at the same time, he's also got a smart brain about the game. So let's see how he reacts to this information, because a lot of you always get a little, you know, twitchy when you lose your camps, and I always tell you, just relax. It gives you opportunities. So, he's going to go down to his blue side quadrant. He could have gone to the mid lane gank. Nice little cut. Chose not to. Remember, they are buffing Lee Sin in the next patch. And obviously here now we have him going back to his red side. See, the Karthus is so quick, it's very easy for him to go ahead and fall back to the side, take it, and now of course he can reset. He could gank this lane if it's gankable. He can get the Scuttle Crab. Faker is going to be forced to use very tight vision as Dyna pushes the wave up a little bit. Nobody saw the Toad, and then cross over to the top side, knowing full well the Karthus had two choices. Either he falls back to some sort of red camps and floats up to the top side just to try and 3-quadrant control the Lee Sin. That means, hey, I stole your shit, I'm going to take a little bit of this just so you have nothing to counter jungle, and then I'm going to defend my blue gromp and go down to the wolves again. The Karthus will most likely give up crabs in this particular case, but he wins the game in terms of like early experience quadrant control. A quadrant being, you know, 3 camps, 3 camps, 3 camps, 3 camps. This is the 4 of them. Faker decides, hey, I'm going to cut across, steal some of your stuff, which is exactly what you should be doing if you see them do this earlier. Jace wards, very, very important, right? Jace actually wards up here, knowing that that's a possibility. Warwick decides to go down to the bottom side, and Faker decides, hey, let's go for the fight. Why? Because I know Poppy's here, and with my Q being a pseudo-execute missing HP based, we can maybe do something. So he holds that as long as possible, and obviously now we want to go, and we're forced to flash out because Warwick is very strong. The Karthus has gone back to base. Oh, he hits the max range Q. He will die for this, most likely. If you want help implementing this information into your own game, I have a free jungle improvement resource and a dedicated program where we have jungle video courses, jungle coaching VOD libraries, weekly coaching classes, Q&As, patch note rundowns, private high elo streams, as well as a private jungle Discord. And I know how to make junglers convert from low elo to gold to emerald to diamond to master plus. If you want to climb faster than anybody you know, jungle diff every game you play, head to virkayu.gg. There it is, he dies for this. So red buff over to Jace, not so good. Karthus is now on the Poppy, and I like this. I like this a lot. Blitzcrank has roamed from base as well, knocks up the Dyna to a hook. Karthus presses W. This looks like an absolutely terrible game. It looks absolutely doomed. That's why I like it, because I saw some other games where he lost, but he lost. Enemy player was, that's a turret, not a faker. The enemy jungler was, you know, challenger jungler. They know how to read the map a lot quicker and understand these things, and the games were typically over pretty quickly. But where Faker is very good in jungle and at the game in general is win condition knowledge. And that's something I want to impart to you through this game today. Because a lot of the time, you might have the Savant early game, but you don't understand the win condition, so you throw. You're behind and you try your best to catch up, but you don't understand the win condition, and so you throw. Let's see what Faker does now to respond to this. Can't gank top lane, this guy is way far ahead, Poppy hasn't even base. So we'll just take our second spawn Krugs. We could wait for the second spawn Raptors. I think in this particular case, you don't really want to wait that long. You know, because your Krugs are up and your Raptors are up with such a big, you know, spawn timer gap, it's better for Faker to say, listen, I'm not going to waste any time on camps at all. I'll make sure I get the neutral objective, the Scuttle Crab on the bottom side. The Karthus decides to go counter jungling because, here's the thing, right? Let's just pause here. When you get vertical jungled in a first rotation, Lee Sin goes and does this side first. Thank you. Karthus does this side first. Thank you. That means both these camps, the Gromp and the Krugs and the Raptors and the Wolves, will respawn again at around the same time. So Faker has the opportunity now to say, whew, I get to take some of these camps before Karthus gets back here. Okay, so we're back in time here. We have the fight that's just finished. Karthus is going to fall back now to his blue Gromp, and he's got his Wolves, right? We all know this through the tracking. 28 CS means he took all of this, and snacked himself a Scuttle Crab. Now, basically, the bluff is Faker going to go to the Krugs into his Raptors? Sequence down, or is the Faker going to want to get control of this bottom scuttle, of this respawn of Wolf and this respawn of Gromp? Wolves, not Wolf. There's multiple of them. That's the coin flip, right? So Faker decides, listen, I'm going for the red side, obviously, and then I'm going to cut down. I'm not going to wait 10 seconds for this Raptor camp, because I can go straight down for the Scuttle Crab, because I know Karthus is based, I know Karthus is topside, I know Karthus is going to sequence down, and he might even try and invade me on this Raptor camp, which of course we can see he would be doing. So we'll just go down and take this. We'll stay away from the enemy jungler. Diana's in a bit of a precarious spot here. Not quite yet level 6. Jace misses that one. And now he can fall back. Second spawn Gromp, second spawn Wolf. So he still gets all of those resets. However, the good news is he made nice mechanical plays on the Warwick here. Nice max range Q to get that kill. The Karthus has decided to try and steal the Krugs, because he thought, hey, Lee Sin's going bottom side. Made the wrong call, waste some time, leaves deep vision. I like this ward, but I'm not a huge fan of it. I feel like we could have placed it a little bit... Oh! King's applause for that excellent solo kill. Now, yeah, you're going to see someone's cut across one time, but if this is the game you want to play, don't buy a scanner, right? After first base, keep your warding totem, move on up, ward here, warding totem, put your control ward here, get better vision. I'm sorry, the pings are actually going crazy. There we go. And you'll have a better time. Now, in the meantime, Diana is pushing... And oh, that Faker Q was not it. But we're able to get some kills. Karthus presses button. Dark Harvest, Karthus. First strike, guys. First strike. Yeah? First strike. You got it? First strike. Okay. So, 210, 28 CS, the same as you'd normally have in a full clear plus scuttle. Enemy Karthus is 53 CS, super reviving. We know he's most likely going down to the bottom side now. He is obviously based again because he is last chapter. Huge item spike. And our bottom lane don't seem to notice these things. He is, of course, altered already as well. He's going to try and get a Q onto the Rakan, which with low ping you can definitely do. Doesn't get the kill and then moves up into the river. Faker's basically in the situation now where his dead time, right? Let's just say dead time is, I started sequencing the Krugs, I did the Raptors, I did the Wolves, I did the Gromp. Now I can do stuff, right? I've got time before the Krugs spawn again and I can resequence. So I want to spend time doing ganks, doing dragons, invading, you know, all the stuff the junglers do. But because of the cutoff here, he's got nothing he can do. And that's the worst thing in the world. But fortunately for him, we'll see this. Obviously, we know he's going for that most likely. Nothing you can do. However, junglers, we all know, the clock is ticking. What's coming up very soon, TM? Herald. Let's hopefully we can go for the mountains, a huge dragon. Don't over-rotate to this. Okay, cool. The problem is, right, in loading screen, you're loading up, and you see hide on bush, and he's in jungle. They see an off-meta jungler, they see any player that they know is not a jungler. You will see Karthuses and other champions like this just go straight aggression with these first rotation clears. Like, they'll take your blue and they'll compromise you. They'll make you have no fun while you're actually trying to sequence. Now, at this particular point, Lee Sin, we go mid lane here with 2-1-0. We know we lost our blue buff. Karthus obviously resets again. And now Faker's like, well, we have to start taking risks a little bit. So he thinks, okay, maybe I can steal the red buff. But I do think if we go back again, we do this very quickly, right? Red, we lead onto the Krugs. We lead onto this. We see Karthus top lane here getting kills. Now we're like, okay, I really want to do the Herald, but you can't, right? And the Karthus falls back down here. So now we're like, I have to give up this Herald. Like, it just has to be gone, right? So I'm going to fall back down and do this red buff maybe, but then what if they all based? Where's Jace? Don't know what Jace is. Okay, Jace shows, but what if Blitzcrank's coming down back to the bottom side? What if Karthus is with him? Play off your risk game. I think in this case you could probably take it and get out, but you have to be categorically confident that they're going for the Herald, which they probably should have. Now I know we want to defend the red against Lee Sin, but that's always a good thing, because it means they're not getting objectives for their lead. R is pressed, we're observing this. No need to gank. I do remember his Rengar was quite fun. It was a similar fashion, actually. Here we go. Ward up into the kick, into the Q, into the death, into the Iron Spike, whip into a chase down double kill on the Blitzcrank. That's the benefit, my friends, of having good game knowledge and being the greatest. Well, you know, hopefully anyone Master and above is doing what we just watched, but you get what I mean. Don't rotate to lost, doomed scenarios with 0% probability of success. Do your grump, and when they overcommit, punish them thusly, effectively, powerfully, and you will notice, hey, look, I'm 4-1-0. I'm down 16 CS, but the Karthus has spent so much of his game trying to deny Lee Sin, and all Faker has done is said, look, what's available, what can I do? Doesn't freak out, doesn't tilt to say, what can I get? That's it. What camps are available? Okay, I have no camps available. Is he going for Herald? I can't contest it, might as well take the Scuttle Crab. Can I take red? High risk, better fall back to my jungle. Oh, he's ganky bot lane. I can do nothing. Ah, they're overcommitted. Now I can. And I think it's the mentality that's most important when you think about jungle from this perspective. Because we're not talking about, you know, savant level pathing. He's not going to do that. We're talking about win condition, probability fight analysis kind of stuff. And again, that sounds like, oh, that's a complicated. No, it's not. It's just, hey, can I do stuff here without dying and then get something back? Cool, I'll do it. And that comes with time, right? When you're bronze and you're silver and you're gold and platinum and even emerald, you're not making the best assessment when it comes to your fighting. You're thinking, oof, I better rotate to this gank. No, that was iffy. But as soon as they overcommit here, ditch your grub immediately and punish them. And that sort of snap decision making comes with time and with skill, and that's what allows Faker to actually win in the jungle when he does. But his lack of pathing knowledge and that kind of stuff and tendencies, that's why his win rate's like sub 50%, not very good. I think it was 30% at one point. Might still be. But this game was an interesting one. Karthus comes to the dive here, doesn't actually go for the Herald, and I also chose it because, here's the thing, right? We've just taken our whole bottom side. Okay, Karthus has no ult up at this particular stage. The dragon is, of course, secured in our favor because of the gank on the bottom side. Now we know that the Karthus will most likely come to the top side for Herald, for dives, to snowball the Warwick, although I don't know why that's like that. There we go. Is that better? Like this? Don't ask, I apologize. And basically now, we have free real estate on the top side. So what we see here is Karthus ulting out of base. Dark Harvest stacks, how many do you have, sir? 7, versus all the cash money golden damage you get from first strike. Not good. So Lee Sin has just finished the Krugs, and he's going down to the Raptors as we watch this on the bottom side, obviously. All junglers who watch this video, what are we doing right now? What are we doing? What's free right now? Herald. Herald, we just go straight forward. In fact, we probably should have gone straight forward as soon as we killed the Karthus, and Warwick disappeared and suddenly shows up on the bottom side. Now, because Faker decided to finish the quadrant before going to this, the Karthus, who is a jungle player, says he must be on it if he hasn't taken it already. Scans, approaches, Poppy's dead, Diana's dead, Blitzcrank's coming out of base, Rukana's showing up, but Sivir's going bottom lane. We can't fight this, right? We can't fight this straight up. Now, I think there is a school of thought which says maybe you should just go ham to steal it and hope Rukan can help you get out. That's kind of what I'm thinking here. But if we just played it properly, we kill the Karthus, we can hold the top wave, we can go straight down to it, right? You can honestly go straight down to it, probably get it while everyone's bottom lane, and you have a better time. So don't finish your quadrant thinking, well, everyone's bot lane, I can finish my quadrant and do the Herald. Problem with that is, once your team's dead, they can rotate directly up, and good junglers will know you're doing it if it didn't ding gone by the time they finish the fight. So pretty tragic, actually, that we are forced to lose this. And now we're going to go ahead and take our red. We're going to watch this again. Can we impact this fight at all? 3v3. Do we actually do anything? Probably not. Sivir rotates up. You know, so we'll just take our red. We'll shatter the scenario. If they overcommit, we can do something. Look at this. Whoopsie. Look at this. I love it. Now we are seen, which means Karthus is most likely onto that Scuttle Crab, so we can kind of, you know, extrapolate that scenario. Now, is he invading my blue, my Grump team? Do you want to help? We don't have Scanner because we're Lee Sin. We hit the Q on this. Okay, there's a wall, so we know he is here, but Rakan's here to help us out. Warwick is top lane with Jace. Relax, relax, relax. This is such an important lesson. Really it is. We're 5-1-0, on the back foot the whole game. We have a huge deficit here. We're trying to win as Lee Sin in this scenario of all cases. What do? We do what we know what to do. Patience, take what's available, and wait for the win condition moment. Always. It's not sexy. Never is. Sorry to tell you that. People don't seem to understand the concept. Now, here we're going from the Raptors into the Krugs. Dragon is going to be spawning very soon. This is where I kind of like to start to leverage a bit of split pressure. I will shadow the split pushy, or the split pusher in this particular case, and I will either go counter jungling and try for a dive, or I will become the split pusher myself. That's what you kind of need to float. We're basically willingly giving this up. We're willing to give up the dragon. And now we can essentially just go and put some pressure on the turret here. We can go counter jungling. The problem is, again, no vision control. What is the enemy team doing? Their entire focus here is on cutting off, preventing. And what happens when you do that as a winning team in most MMRs is you lack the, I don't say conviction, but you lack conviction. You lack the gold lead, the tempo to really bust open one games. Because in your Emerald, Diamond, Master Tier and below games, right, the enemy is just going to be going for the dragon. So you will get free Grump, free Wolves, free Turret on the top side for bounty. And you get to force pressure release, right? And that's absolutely huge. Here we go, Lee Sin skirting the edges. We've got a safeguard in here to make sure we can get some damage off. And we're going to kill the Karthus right there. We have, of course, the yeeting in of the Warwick. We're going to Warthog again over the top here. We have kicks still available as we need. Warwick will most likely look to chase us down. No, he doesn't. We can go and heal off of this. We have lifesteal in our kit. Obviously, shields, lifesteal, 6 abilities, everything you need. The quick kills are what I'm very impressed by. You notice that? Someone goes in, someone's out of position, quick pull, kill, get out. Whole game like this. Here we go, we're just going to flash kick Q. We'll get that. We obviously have the Ice Barrel, the Gold Drinker active as well that we can use. Dinos on the back side on the left. We're focusing peeling on the Sivir. Once that's doomed and gloomed, we don't do it. We safeguard for a bit of a shield. We hit the Q on the Blitzcrank. We're going to make sure we get that auto into a Gold Drinker active to get that kill. We're going to try and chase down Kai'Sa here, but we should probably just turn it to the Warwick, which of course we do. We'll shield. We obviously have our slow there as well. Oh, if we get feared away, Diana gets a kill. That's a free dragon for us. This is how you win every game you play, because every game you play, whether you're in the lead, equal, or behind, there will be a fight just like this. And you have to make the pick when the pick is pickable, and then you have to team fight perfectly. Mechanics do matter, but they only matter in this particular instance, as Karthus should just give this up, because we were very good about our decision making early on. We didn't greed, we didn't int, we took what was available, we only rotated when it was fully necessary. And now the Karthus contests when he shouldn't, Jace contests when he shouldn't. Now we can kill the Jace because he does the same thing. Kai'Sa, Blitzcrank, sure, but we have numbers advantage. If you have numbers advantage, you can win the fight. Focus the right target, chase the next one down. This is where your best of all time... Oh, we hit the Krugs. We can take that too if we wanted to. Warwick's going to shove. Now, you do have to be cautious not to overcommit too much, obviously. But as you can see here, one going in at a time. One going in at a time. Beautiful. I love it. And I'm serious about that. I love it. Because this is where we're 815 all of a sudden. And we're only down 2k. All because someone was out of position, we pulled the trigger with Rakan, we left the situation and we didn't overcommit, champion knowledge, took some stuff, healed up, went back into the fight, peeled as best we could, then shifted target focus. Target focus shift in that fight was exemplary from everyone, but especially Faker. Got the dragon, huge dragon as well, 2 dragons down, and enemy, don't, like, if you're Karthus, you just give it up, man. Honestly. Go ahead. Let them spend time here, take all your camps, all of this stuff, float in here if you want. Maybe you can take this as well. Catch a wave, shove a wave. You could get 20 to 30 CS as Karthus while Lee Sin's down doing this, and your whole team's dying to him. But you get strong as Karthus. And now you can maybe still carry the game. Not with Dark Harvest, but, you know. So Diana's pushing this in here. We'll go ahead and take this red buff. See, what I talk a lot about in the mid-game is pathing towards where your team wants to be. Like, if you come out of base now, you go Krugs, Red Raptors, so if there's a fight, you can rotate to quickly. Whereas if you go as Karthus is out of position, Faker's like, I'm going in, I have the damage now, I have the Gold Drinker Shoujin, oof, with that Q hit. Beautiful, again. Just no hesitation goes in. I love it. Free Herald for us. So, while there's a bit of a quiet moment, if your team is trying to do something mid lane, and you go Raptors, Red Krugs, you're pathing away from them. So if you have to rotate to them, you have to loop back. And that wastes a lot of time. So here we would want to do this so we can cut in. In this game particularly, we had Raptors into red. If we fully committed to the Krugs, now we're doing the same thing, but he just loops back very quickly because he can see a fight's developing. Makes the pick, makes a chunk, and remember, those HP chunks on Karthus and champions like this, huge. You don't have to kill them. Don't overchase. The HP chunk wins you the fight. That's a pro play thing, it's a high yield thing, and it's such a high valuable thing for you climbing. Hey, I chunked them, they have to leave. Cool, free dragon. Over chase and die, pointless. But the HP chunk is massive when you know how to actually use that. So here we can go from blue to Grump to Wolves to Shadow towards mid lane, which is what he should be doing. Very good, obviously. Guy knows what he's doing. Some say he's pretty poised for some World Championships, I think. She's taking our Krugs because obviously Fog of War Darkness here, so we'll just take that. And now obviously our team wants to base. This is 1 HP, no point wasting time. Maybe we can do a bit of tower smashing here. Maybe we can trap someone in the bush if we have a kill threat. So this is where Rengar would ult and kill someone. This is where Kha'Zix looks to get a kill as well. And just pay attention to where people are on the map. Here we go, nice and slow motion. What are we going to go with first? We're going to hit that Q, going to hit our E, make sure we get the second proc of the E to get the slow. Obviously, we can get a lifesteal from a W. We're going to get the kick into the next Q, and Q should be up again because Spear of Shogun's a good item, so we'll just finish him off like that. Beautifully done! Don't you love this item? It's super good, super fun, super engaging. We have the good items. But this is a great example of what a lot of champions that are not junglers lack, and this is a message to myself as well. When I'm playing champions that can do this kind of stuff, and then shove turrets and push up the map, always have better success. So it doesn't really matter even if I'm really, really fed in other capacities, right? If you can't do this and punish the map this way, then you're gonna have a rough time. Okay, Faker goes all the way ham, and for the first time all game was like, I must say yes. Classical Lee syndrome. No one blames him. He had to do it. Right? He had to do it. Although, if I was to be purely coachy objective to most of you, don't. There you go. Best advice. TB is committed, and this actually could throw us a bit of a negative twirl in this game. Dash, 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 dash. Multiple kills for the blue team. Poppy is now, you know, teeping into the... Why? Just push. 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 There's no reason for you to TP there. Even if you get the kill, I don't like it. I prefer the macro pressure. Okay. Well, that's mid lane turret finally gone. And you're looking at this and saying, you know, is that Faker's fault? Yeah. It's your fault too when this happens. If you're winning a game hardcore and you make that one aggressive play, then it's your fault. I kind of like just going for the quick Baron here, but no one's on the map. I like the fact that he used that to actually get around Vision to get onto the Karthus here. If we can get a kill, that's... Oh, Kai'Sa. No ult. But Warwick chasing. We're body blocking. We're body blocking. Very nice. Dragon's up. She's split pushing here. Okay, be cautious. Okay, posturing. It's better just to walk back to base and, you know, don't let the Warwick get anything for free. So now, of course, with Diana going back to base, we're not looking to fight, so we'll sequence outward. We can base if we have GA or stopwatch. Even just a stopwatch will be fine. For this particular case, I feel like the full GA is huge as well. Do kind of like to get both, but the stasis is also nice. Dinah shows up here. Let's go back to red team's vision. Faker shadowing from the mid lane, which we, of course we like because we have vision line prio. There we go. The hook goes in, bides his time, then goes in. Obviously, we wanted to go on the Blitzcrank, but we turn it to fight. We get the flash kick onto the Karthus with our, the Jace with our Q follow. Ward happens to try and kill him. He runs away. Of course, now we need to turn back and help the rest of our team here. Q onto the Warwick. We're going to try and beat him up with our items, but obviously it's a Warwick, so at this particular point we know he's very strong, except Spear Surgeon and Goldrick are even stronger. And now we have to run away. Interesting fight. Let's look at that again, actually. Because the thing is, right, we have the hook forcing the engage, so we decide to go in over the wall here, but we have to avoid, obviously, as much damage as possible. Diana does the ult. We want to turn on the Blitzcrank, but then he turns immediately, flash kick onto the Jace to get the kill. And now, of course, we want to get the kill, but we get knocked back here, and we're going to try and ward hub. We should have smited. See, this is where you should smite as a jungler. If you get the smite here, you probably hit the Q really, really easily. That's a free kill. So Jace should die, all right? We agree on that one. Now, that's typically a jungle mechanic, though, knowing how to smite in combat. Like, it's second nature, right? It's like using Ignite. Now, you look at this, it's a 3v1, so the fight within the fight. Diana's in the mid lane, low HP, so we want to go in the Warwick to try and protect the Diana, which, of course, we do. Nicely done, okay. Q missing HP. Proc is always huge. But Sivir died. And Poppy is dead, and most likely going to have to give up a dragon. So what we do is we know that they're going to do the dragon, and I tell you guys this all the time in coaching and in the private Discord, everything. We know that they're going to go for the dragon, fall back to the blue side where you know no one is, and take all of their stuff very quickly. Huge when you can do this. Absolutely huge. Karthus is there, all warded up. Cool. Take away the plant as well. What do we have in pocket? 825. No real reason to base just yet, right? Because we got the juice. Don't take my camp, please. I would take the camp gold just because solo carry. Now we have the element of surprise, but we do have to be cautious. Again, this is a tough game, tough fights. They do have scaling. Can we make a pick in the Blitzcrank? Yes, we can. Poppy's flanking. Lee Sin's sorry, Warwick is flanking. So we saw that. We do have GA available as well. Q misses. Smite. We do have double charge. Try and kill the Warwick. Feared back. Make sure we hit that. Force his flash. Huge as well. We're going quite deep now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Kills the Kaiser. Gold Drinker, Shojin doing absolute work. Disgusting itemization combo. 1700 healing already. Alright. That looked a little doomed, but apparently he knows limitations. Who would have known? Falling back to the Baron here. Warwick is contesting. We'll just kill him as much as we can, which is as much as you can kill anybody, I suppose. Now we're going to turn onto the Baron, but my problem is we're super duper low. This guy is huge poke, and Karthus is showing up. I'm not always a huge fan of these coin flips. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I'm not a fan of these coin flips. You know me. I'm very, very cautious when it comes to... Oh, he smited early. Pain. Pain. He smited early. So Karthus gets the steal. And we will kill the Karthus. But that is a triple kill Baron throw. That's, you know, they're all on low ping. You just smited early. The combo with your abilities is huge. I just don't like, just turn. Just turn and kill, base, spend all the gold you have in your pocket, so much gold in pocket, win the next fight easily. The Baron's easier. I know it's solo queue and, you know, that's a tough sort of ask, but theoretically that's what we want to do, and I always try and do that. I mean, I lost the game the other day because we had a huge fight. Everyone died but me. Finally killed everybody. Took a dragon that was on the map and smited it. I had 4k in pocket. And I'm like, okay, I'm going back to base. My team like, let's go Baron. I'm like, no, I have 4k in pocket. If the next fight happens and we have a 4k gold lead in this game, it's all on me and I haven't spent it, so we're equal. Let me go and spend. It's huge. And we just won 2 fights in a row. Let me go back to base. I'll regroup with you. Ward it up. We'll set the pick. Easy, right? Take me 20 seconds. They just started up, start doing it. The whole enemy team respawns, collapses, kills them. And I was like, I get it solo queue, and in theory, I probably should have just followed them, but I looked at the timer, I would have definitely helped him kill it, maybe just got in the smite, but the enemy team comp would have wiped us. Like, we would have had one person alive in pit with no flashes, we were super low, right? So ideally, this goes out to everybody in the game, not just junglers. In those situations, I don't like the coin flip, especially against Jason, Karthus, and things like that. You just coin flip in the smite. It's no sin to lose a smite battle. Either way, we're still looking good. Let's see what happens now. We just gotta be patient, which of course Faker is. Wincon, I love doing this too. I love doing this. You basically have a split pusher in a lane, and you know they're trying to siege here, wondering where you are. So what you do is you kind of, instead of sitting here doing nothing and twiddling your thumbs and sitting with, you know, I guess you could do it with Diana as well. Shadow the wave that's got pressure, because they will think it's just a Poppy. And if one person shows up, you can 2-team them and shove in quite heavy against their Baron. But obviously, if nothing shows up, don't, right? So like here, nothing shows up, we just fall back. Typical stuff. We're going into, obviously, the Black Cleaver next. One would hope. Typically, you would do that before the GA, but because he was pretty strong and he thought he could win the game, we go into the GA. So good itemization there as well. We always like a third GA when you have a lead. Any sort of spear, a Gore Drinker player. Diana's getting pressure on the bottom side here with the dragon respawning, exactly what we want. Remember, it's their Baron, right? I mean, Blitz has it. They don't all have it, obviously, but now that they do this, means we can really force. She should obviously not be pushing so blindly before the dragon's up with no wave pressure anywhere else. That's a big problem. Like, we need to have pressure with her, which we don't because they have Baron. So that is on the Diana for overcommitting a bit too soon before the dragon spawn. He does have TP, though. All right. Here we go. They're trying to catch back Vision from the mid wave, so Kaiser's not in the fight right now. We're going to need to kite backwards. Goes in for a huge kick onto a Rakan knock-up as well. Sivir's in the back line with the Warwick. Absolutely massive. Kaiser comes back in with an ult from the Poppy ultimate, but we can just... We're going to watch that again. That was sexy. You know, that was a good team fight. I like watching that again. I'm sorry. Can't help it. We're here to watch Faker jungle. This is what jungling is a part of. Team fighting is a part of jungling. So, we hit the Q onto the Karthus. As I said, Kaiser's mid lane, so we currently have a bit of the element of surprise. They bundle up all together. He decides to take this Q, right? He's then going to flash kick 4 people beautifully into a Rakan knock-up here, 3 people. The Puppy's gonna ult out the Kai'Sa straight from the fight. Warwick's in the backline on the Sivir here. Now we basically have a 3v2 within the fight. No Diana because she's dead, remember, this is a 4v5. So we can hit the Q there onto the Blitzcrank, we'll kill him. Quickly kill the Jace. While Kai'Sa comes back in here. Yeah, Warwick's killing the Sivir, but who cares at this particular stage? Focus on the target in front of you. Let's go ahead and kill this Kai'Sa. We're gonna do a little bit of a sneaky heal into a Kai'Sa kill, and Warwick's like, well, I'm by myself. That was beautiful. That was a beautiful fight, orchestrated by the Lee Sin by Faker. Absolute game-winning fight. No Diana. She now TV's bottom lane for that wave pressure. We have a 1-level lead over top lane Warwick. This is where junglers need to learn so much. If you're a jungler early game, if everything's going badly, oh my god. Wait a sec. Hold the thought. Hold the thought. Alright then. Yeah, I do play Warwick as well. This is one of the builds we've put on the channel. As you can see, yeah. Menacing. Quickly, get the heal. Kick him away. Cure for the wall to the Krugs. Run away. There you go. And I like this pressure from the Dyna. Nice TP push. Okay. Huge. Let's go finish the Black Cleaver, I think. And you, make sure you get an elixir if you can, if you have the cash money gold. We don't in this particular case. But because Warwick is out of that fight from chasing us, now our team can maybe do something without us. Hook into silence. Dyna forced to dash back to the dragon. Jace from the right side. They know Lee Sin's out of it. Whew. Huge knock up there. Here comes Lee Sin. Ward hop. Q hits. Finishing off kill on the left side there. Karthus is now getting the dragon, but, well, sorry, we're getting the dragon as Lee Sin, but Karthus is 100% doomed and dead. And so is Warwick. Ah, he's dead. So, huge. Game winning. Absolutely game winning. Junglers understand this, alright? Messy here, obviously, but understand this. When you have been invaded like that, when you have a rough situation early game and things look doomed, play like this. Honestly, play like this because you don't need to vampire. You don't need to understand all of the X's and O's of everything to do about jungling. All you need to do is understand, take what you can get, rotate to the high probability stuff when they overcommit, which they will do, and when they spend so much energy trying to shut you down, because you're not putting in any effort to get in their way, and you're just like, just take it. You're not giving them anything else. You wait for the moment, the big fight, you control it mechanically, you control it with your gold, cash money, catch them sideways, 178 CS, only down 7 to a Karthus. Beautiful.